My dog looks so cute in the back. But yeah, sorry about my hair, it's just a bird's nest, and I was gonna do space buns, but then I got lazy and decided not to, so I didn't really finish it, and I didn't straighten my hair, so it's not my day today, so I'm really sorry. But anyways, today I figured I would do a video to kind of help people out when it comes to collecting, yeah, just collecting, period, like collecting overall, because if you know me, I'm a huge collector. I collect multiple things. And oh my god, why didn't I move those boxes? Hold on a second. You can still see them in the corner here. Kpop Albums is my biggest collection. My second biggest collection is probably my photo cards. I have so many photo cards. It just keeps growing, and I'm just a little bit obsessed with collecting photo cards. It's gotten a little bit too much. I can't stop, unfortunately. I don't recommend photo card collecting, but if you are interested in photo card collecting, I'll talk about it and how I think you should start out. And then my third biggest collection is my light stick collection. It's not as big compared to my Kpop albums and my photo cards, but it is a collection that has grown immensely. You stay with my stitches. You stay. Come. No. He's so cute. Oh, he's so cute. So cute. Oh. So for collecting K-pop albums, gotta think back to when I first started. Okay, so when I first started collecting albums, I thought to myself, only buy your bias groups, okay? And for now, I'd actually just start with your ultimate bias group and just buy their albums. And if it's an older group, I would only focus on their newer releases, because even if some of their older things are out of print and you just want to get them quickly, like before it gets even harder to find, well, I don't suggest that, because you never know, in case some of their newer albums suddenly go out of print, and then you're like, oh my god, I could have gotten that when it was in print still for a normal price, and here I am trying to focus on buying their older out of print things. So that is the main reason why I would suggest starting with newest releases first and then working your way down to the harder things. So yeah, definitely would suggest that. So that's if you're collecting an older group. Most likely their albums are all still in print, so but I would still suggest working your way from their very latest release and then working your way down. And it's also nicer to have the newer release around the time it came out. So so just starting off with your bias group, if you're a person that is quite low on money, doesn't have a lot of money to keep spending, then yeah, I definitely suggest also getting only one version, because when I first started collecting, I would only buy one version, and I told myself no more than one version. It didn't last long. Yeah, I think my first time I ever bought both versions was when BTS's their fourth mini album, the one with Run as the title track, Most Beautiful Moment in Life Part 2. That was the first time I ever bought both versions. So, and I remember when the pre-orders came out for that, I was going to pick one version and I couldn't decide, so I just decided to get both, because I really had no idea which one I preferred over the other. So that's the reason why I bought both, because I just literally couldn't decide. And then that's where it like continued on, where I just couldn't decide which version I wanted. So but if you're someone that is if you're someone that doesn't cave like me, definitely just pick whatever version you think you like better, whether it's going to be the photo book that you like better, or if it's the outside packaging that you like better, you think it's prettier or something. So I guess that's why unboxings come in handy, so you just watch the unboxings to find out which version you prefer. So that's how I would start collecting albums, just from your bias group, your ultimate bias group only. And then maybe if you have some extra money to spend, maybe go and buy some of their older releases, maybe like their last album, or if you want to keep up with your second favorite group, you can buy their latest release. This is just like if you have some extra money to spend or something. So yeah, that's just kind of how I would start out, just being really slow, and then maybe working your way up once you get more comfortable spending more money. Because when I first started, I felt very uncomfortable spending more than like $60 on 2 albums. Like, I'm talking in CAD. So and when I first started, I would never get EMS shipping. I would always get the cheapest shipping I can, so I can have the cheapest total price overall. And me being Canadian, you know, the price differences is just crazy. the compared to the US dollar is so much more expensive. So it was always like, it always like hurt me to spend so much money. But nowadays I feel more comfortable spending more money because I don't really have an explanation. It's just how much they cost. You can't change the price. It's just how much they cost. So you just have to be okay with it. So like I'm okay with it now on how much money I spend. And sometimes I'll just to save on money, I'll only buy up to EMS, but you know, you can get like DHL or FedEx, and I will only buy DHL or FedEx for my ultimate buys groups, or if it's a day that I'm home, because I send everything to my PO box because I'm usually never home to receive packages, so I just pick them up at my PO box after work. If you order with DHL or FedEx, they can only ship to like homes, like they can't ship to PO boxes, so I will only use FedEx or DHL if I know it's gonna arrive on a day I'm home. But anyways, that's how I would suggest collecting K-pop albums. And then when it comes to photo cards, oh god, so I ultimately just don't suggest collecting photo cards the way I do. So if you're collecting just one member, it's doable. It's definitely like, yeah, it's manageable. But if you're a person that wants to collect all members, I personally don't suggest it because it can be quite stressful and you just end up spending so much money on these little pieces of paper. If you do want to, how did I first start? I've been collecting photo cards since 2015. So, I don't know how to explain this. It's really hard. Okay, so I buy the majority of my photo cards on eBay. I get them from bidding auctions most of the time, or if it's a card that is not in my usual bidding auctions, I usually buy from 2 sellers that do bidding auctions on eBay. I'll link them in the description. Actually, one of them doesn't really do bidding auctions anymore. They do sell photo cards still, but they don't really do bidding auctions anymore. They just have like a fixed price, which is fine. But sometimes I like to bid on photo cards because I can sometimes get them as cheap as like 99 cents. Like if no one bids on them, I think the starting price is 99 cents. And if no one bids on it, I'm the only one, I get it for 99 cents. So sometimes I can get them for that cheap. And usually I won't bid so high on a photo card. Like, okay, if you are in the bidding auction, I don't suggest bidding so high. Like just wait that for the next time. You never know, you can probably get it half the price on what someone just bid on it now. Like if you see it going too high, just stop, okay? I wouldn't even bother bidding any more than that. Like you can definitely get it for so much cheaper. That's why I'm quite like good at bidding auctions. Like I always like enter my bid the last like 2 seconds, and yeah, it's the best way to do it. I wouldn't bid like 10 seconds before because someone's obviously going to bid after you, and they can bid like 5 cents more than you, so I would definitely suggest bidding at the last second or last 2 seconds. Then you'll most likely get it unless someone was that super quick. When it comes to pricing for photo cards, it really depends on the group, and also depends, sadly depends on the member. If it's a more popular member, usually their photo cards will be more expensive. It also depends on the type of card. Korean cards can vary from like 90 cents to like $13 at the max, I'd say. It really depends on the group. If it's a group that not a lot of people collect the photo cards, I feel like the pricing would be a little bit higher. It's just because not a lot of people trade and buy the album, and it's a little bit harder to come across their cards. A group that's cards are not popular in collecting, it might be harder. It might be more expensive. But say like EXO, like so many people buy EXO albums. A lot of people like to collect their cards. I'm a huge EXO collector. I collect all the members for EXO. I collect so many EXO cards, and thankfully the bidding auction eBay sellers that I buy from list so many EXO cards, so I buy the majority of my EXO cards from them. And so I buy like max like 5 to 6 cards in one go, because sometimes it can really add up with the shipping included as well. Yeah, it can definitely add up. So I limit myself to probably max 6 cards. And yeah, so it's just how I do it. For Stray Kids cards, I do collect all members for Stray Kids as well. So my normal eBay sellers that I buy from on bidding auctions do not really sell Stray Kids photo cards, unfortunately, and some of their cards can be a little bit hard to find, especially the I Am Who cards. I'm struggling with that one. So there is about like 2 or 3 eBay sellers that sell some Stray Kids photo cards, but not all of them I just feel like Stray Kids photo cards are a bit hard to come across, so you might want to join Facebook groups. I'll also put Facebook groups in the description. There's a lot of Facebook groups that people sell and trade their photo cards and albums as well. Yeah, just to sell things and trade. So I get a lot of questions asking like where can they sell things, or where can they trade photo cards and stuff. So definitely Facebook groups is a good thing, because you got to get approved in the group, and some people like it's kind of a way to filter out people that could be scammers by having to get approved to be in the group. So yeah, I think Facebook most of the time is pretty safe, but you know, there are some people out there that can be scammers, so you really got to be careful. Just overall, you got to be really careful when it comes to trading. So, oh, and if you want to know what cards are official, I'll make a whole other video about that. I think I'm gonna make a whole other video about that. I don't really know. Okay, so hold on, let me just back it up a bit. So if you're thinking about starting on collecting all members, I would first off start on buying maybe just your biases photo cards and just focus on the current era. Oh, it's really, really hard. I don't really know. Like, it's just, for me, if I come across a card that I need, I'll buy it. Like, because I have so many already, it's really hard to first start off. I know it is. I'd honestly just start in the current era, try and get the cards, and then maybe work your way down, just like buying albums. Like, just try and work in the current era. So, and it's probably the easiest working in the current era. It really depends on if the album went out of print, then obviously the cards will be harder to find. So it's like that with Japanese albums. If you're a person that likes to collect Japanese photo cards, oh, Japanese photo cards is a whole other story. Photo cards mainly in Japanese albums are first press, so it's like, the only Japanese photo cards I collect are Shiny's Japanese photo cards. Yeah, so it can get a bit stressful. That's when it gets really stressful, but for me, I put Korean photo cards on priority because I collect so many groups. If you want to kind of cut back, say, okay, for me, for example, I collect all members for Stray Kids. I do hold back on buying like their non-selfie cards, because selfie cards are my favorite, so I don't collect their non-selfie cards. I only collect the cards that are selfie cards. So that's me like trying to like just slow it down a little bit, not collect everything, probably because it's actually like literally impossible to collect everything. 17, for example, I used to collect 17. I stopped collecting them, their photo cards, because Pledis is giving them way too many different versions for one damn album. They have like 3 damn albums, 3 damn versions, sorry, and then like all different version photo cards. It's way too much, and it's impossible. So for 17, I now decided to collect only my top 3 biases, so that's kind of how I changed collecting 17. So if you're collecting a group that has a lot of members, I guess I would suggest collecting maybe your bias only, or your top 2 or your top 3, however way you want to do it, just like me. So yeah, it's really unfortunate because I love 17, they're one of my bias groups. It's unfortunate that they have so many members and that Pledis gives them way too many versions. It's just impossible to collect all the cards. So, I don't know, hopefully my advice kind of made sense and even was a good advice at all. I don't really know. Yeah, and I will be showing an updated photo card collection so you can kind of get an idea on how, I mean, you can look at my old photo card collection video, but it's definitely grown since then. But yeah, and for light sticks, I don't really know what to say for light sticks. I usually don't buy light sticks right away. I put them off. I very much put buying light sticks off. Just when I have like extra money is when I decide to buy a light stick. Yeah, so my advice for buying light sticks, I don't really have any. Anyways, I hope my video made sense. It probably didn't, but let's hope it did. Okay, yes, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.